Good afternoon, good afternoon. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. I want to talk about what you can do at home. What can you do at home? If you have one of these multi-unit things, right? I got a really inexpensive one. It's cheap. I'll put a picture of it in here. I've had it for years, and I've replaced all the pulleys. Whatever goes wrong with it, cables, keep everything lubed up so it works properly. And it's sufficient for me, point being that, if you got a ton of money and you can buy, you want to invest in some kind of really super high quality home gym, more power to you, go ahead. Sounds good to me, but I just like the rawness to it. If you enjoy working out, if you just enjoy the visceral, reptilian brain side of it, just if you enjoy that really, then you're going to be successful. You're going to be able to achieve what you're trying to do with whatever you have. With whatever you have, it's not going to stop you, because no matter what it is, you're going to get the job done. You're going to be able to put the work in. So that's always been my primary concern, is get the work in. And I've had the best of the best of stuff, man. I had a home gym like you wouldn't believe one time. I had a home gym like you wouldn't believe at one time, in an entirely separate building from the house, sitting on 5 acres of property, all off to itself. And that building had 2 floors in it. It had one big roll-up door. You could have parked, 7 cars in the son of a gun. The previous guy that we got that house from and that piece of property from, he ran a business out of there, an HVAC business. So it had like all his wooden workbenches and stuff, all that came out of there. And it had an office area, it had a bathroom with a shower in it, and it had central heating in it. So it was, it was really huge. And like I said, you could probably put 7 cars inside of there. And we had a monitor lift in there. We had one of everything, because at one time, I was involved in a gym and lost our asses. It was a bad idea. I should have opened an auto shop. But, nonetheless, we were at least smart enough that we bought the equipment outright, because I did see that coming down the road. I said, well, if I buy the equipment outright and own the equipment, if it's Gym Vest's equipment, then the business, the LLC, it can be leasing the equipment from me, the individual. It's not owned by the business, it's owned by an individual. And that's legit shit. And that way, when the business starts to turn a profit, you've got that as another expense. They're paying me every month, the business paying me every month for the lease on all the equipment that I own. So, and the other good part of that is, if things don't work out and the LLC folds and you have to close the business up, I own the equipment. Whole separate thing. It's not part of the business. And then when we did have to sell off the equipment, I think we made money on every piece we sold, but I went all over to get that equipment. I went all up to New York with a big moving van and all kinds of different places to get that equipment. And I had a set of Jade dumbbells. Anybody knows what that is? And they went up by 2.5 pound increments up to 160s. Yeah, so I had a hell of a gym. It was, yeah, I know, okay, yeah, you might want something bigger than 160, but for just opening up, that was a damn nice set of dumbbells. I had another set of dumbbells too that were a smaller set, the hexagonal, almost generic set. And that was so if somebody's tying up anything out of the other rack, if you need those, you could use those. They only went up to 100, but yeah, it was awesome, man. Had a bunch of hammer strength stuff. Yeah, it was nice. Nice machines. German-made cable crossover, if you remember what they were. German-made, if you're familiar with this area, right? Northeastern U.S. Yeah, that German-made stuff was some good equipment. I had a bunch of that. Hammer strength, hoist, Cybex. Had a Cybex, was it a Cybex? I had Cybex treadmills. Was that a Cybex Smith machine? I think maybe. Anyway, it was a nice counterbalance Smith machine, but none of that's neither here nor there. But I had, when the business closed, you know, I kept one of everything, and put it in that outbuilding at home. So we were on par with a really, really well-equipped professional gym at home. Yeah, if that wasn't nice, that was nice. You know, but I'll tell you right now, I can get done what I got to get done with that kind of setup or with what I got right down here in this basement. I got no qualms about getting it done with bare minimum shit. It's all I actually need. I'll make do with whatever I got. So if you have one of these things, you know, they're easy to, you can pick them up for Christ. You know, people get them and they just collect dust and then they don't even want to take it apart half the time. And it's too awkward to get out of the house with the stack of weights, all that shit. You know, you go over there, a little tiny bit of elbow grease, you can pick these things up used for $150, $200. I think I paid $200 for this one, but it was in excellent condition when I bought it, and that was probably, I think it was about 2010. So that's how long I've had this. You know, could I have upgraded? Sure I could. And once in a while I'll look at equipment and I'll probably get a few more pieces, but you know, I have some decent pieces besides that. But this is, you know, that's what I got for a lot of things, and that serves me just fine, man. You know, my limited dumbbells and what I got, good enough for me. Any dumbbells I don't have, I got handles with spin-on collars. I'll make what I don't have, just put it together. You know, because I did loan out a lot of dumbbells that I never got back. Family friend, mostly they were all the smaller ones. But once in a while you want a smaller one, you know? Anyway, point is I want to put in here a couple exercises you can do on this thing. Now I just did chest and triceps. And just as a sidebar, I got such an incredible pump on triceps that I had to stop early. I did 2 tricep exercises, that's all I could do, because the pump was just so intense, it was unbelievable. And I did close grips, but I'm counting that mostly for chest, the way I'm pushing. So I'm leaning back and getting a really good push, get up under it, you know, for my chest. Real close, you know, for here. Yeah, so I'd like to take and do, you might want to give this a try. It's a giant set, right? Two exercises, 2 separate movements put together to make one set. And then, you know, you rest and then you do it again. And tonight my rest was minimized, very minimal. I did, on this machine here, I did these upright, you know, horizontal chest presses, right? You're sitting upright, but you're pushing straight out in front of you on the machine. I did chest presses, but before I did the chest press, I came over here on this bench I'm sitting on. You can't see it because I'm sitting on it, I'm in the way, my big ass is in the way of it. But I put it on a incline, slight incline. Started out with a slight incline and used very light dumbbells. And if you don't have dumbbells that, you know, will suffice for that, use plates. Use a plate, grab a plate in each hand. You know, now I hear people saying, oh, I use heavier dumbbells than that. Well, go ahead and use heavier dumbbells than that. What the fuck's your chest look like? If it looks good, then get on with your bad self. Why are you even looking at this? But at home, nobody's watching. You do what you need to do so you don't get hurt. And so you actually make progress. So when I did these flies, the point is I want to keep my arms almost straight. Very little bend in the elbows. So of course I'm going to go light. And I'm always going to start out ridiculously light, just for the sake of safety, concern for safety and getting a decent warm-up. And I'll come down as far as I can because what I'm looking to get is an awesome stretch, and I'll hold it there in that stretched position. And then I'll come up, and I won't come all the way up because then I'm going to lose stress, right? Once I get up so far, then the stress is off of what I'm trying to do. I'll lose that stress factor. So I'll lose that strain. So I just work within the range of motion that's you know, functional, that's getting it done as far as this movement goes, that's stimulating what I want. And it's whatever you want to do, right? Because I got a little incline, little tiny incline, maybe 30, 33 degrees or something. How high up do you want to come? How high up do you want to come? Do you want to come shoulder height and out? Do you want to come down lower and pull up under? That's up to you. What kind of shape are your shoulders in? What's it feeling like? Do what you do. What's the stretch feel better at? Where do you need the most work at? You can feel where it's, the target area. You're going to be able to feel that. So get a really good stretch. Do a set of 20, then set that down, and then meander on over to your machine over there and sit down and do your chest presses, right? And I'll do maybe 20 on that chest press. Then I'll come back. I'll do everything 2 times, without changing the weight, without stepping the weight up. I'll do the same thing again after a rest. And then, the third set, I'll do everything in pairs. So the third set, now I'll escalate. I'll go up in the weight, both things. I'll do that for 2 sets, then I'll go up in weight, do that for 2 sets. And then I'll move up that incline. I'll move that incline up steeper. And I'll get, maybe 45-degree incline. And I will, now I'm coming up higher, almost parallel with my shoulders out and getting a really good push. And I'm only putting as much bend in the elbow as is comfortable. I know people probably saying, well, how much bend? What's it going to look like? What is comfortable for you? What's comfortable for you? And for God's sake, don't worry about going that heavy with this. Not on this, go heavy on your presses. Don't worry about this. You still want to hit your reps on the presses. You don't want to get so heavy you can't get your reps. My reps, when I go up in weight, my reps will come down as low as 12 to 15. I don't really want to go any lower than that, but they'll be, balls out, 12 to 15, getting heavy. And I'm trying to flare them elbows out. And that's the primary reason why this is, in my opinion, the superior machine or piece of equipment over a flat barbell press for this, because I'm doing almost guillotine presses. Almost, and again, how straight out are your elbows? Are they out like this? Or are they like, how far? What's comfortable? You don't want to hurt yourself. We're all different. We've all been through different things. You're an older guy. What feels? Get in that spot that feels comfortable for you and do your presses. So I'll do, like I said, as the weight goes up and it starts to get heavy, and I'll do a lot of these sets. I'll get that up to probably, like I said, no less than 12 reps, lowest rep range. And on the incline flies, I started out with 20 and I'll keep trying to hit 20, and that'll come down like to 15 maybe. I'm not going to come down more than that because I'm really trying to, accentuate that stretch. I'm really trying to feel that stretch. And I'll tell you what that does if you try this. You might say, oh, that sounds like some foo-foo shit. I'm not going to grow from that. Bullshit. The way I'm doing it, I'm growing from it. You want to put the accent on that stretch, and it really opens your chest up. It opens your chest up when your chest, you're doing even though your elbows are out, to whatever degree is comfortable, and it's high, and you're doing your chest presses, that's, you're going to feel that's really getting tight and little. You know what I mean? And it really opens it up when you do the flies like that first. Not heavy, not doing half a press, half a fly. Really way out there, really good stretch, down nice and slow, and hold it for a beat or two, and then come up, right? Stay down there, feel that stretch, and then come up. If you alter the form at all as you go up, do so to whatever degree you have to so that it feels comfortable and you're not aggravating anything. You want it to be good stuff, not bad stuff. So that's my first 2 exercises that I do a giant set together, bang and bang, rest, bang and bang, rest, right? And I'll do lots of those because whatever I open up with on any body part, that initial movement, or in this case, 2 movements put together, that's going to be the one that I'm really counting on to get some bang out of. So I'll do a lot of that. Then the others I won't spend as much time on. Be more of a typical, number of sets. But on this first one, I don't know. I don't even count sets. Every set, I'm feeling expansion. I'm feeling fuller and fuller, and I'm getting a really good, complete, pump. I'm pushing a lot of blood in there, putting those 2 exercises together. But it only really, really works if you get that really, really good stretch out there. Really, really good stretch out there. Almost straight. And now there have been other times where I'll be doing free weight and I'll do dumbbell flies and I'll get kind of heavy, lower reps, and then immediately I'll drop the dumbbells and lay back down and bench. And I'm not doing guillotine presses and shit like that. I'm not going to do that. I was there with George's spot, and George, when he tore his pec, doing that shit, doing guillotine presses, I think he had 315 on the bar, which was a lot to do, you know. It's been a few years, but yeah, that's pretty risky, especially for an older person. But doing it on the machine, a lot better. And I'll tell you another thing, this full range of motion shit, yeah, that's the way to go. But continuous tension is good too. And if it hurts, when you're coming all the way down, if it hurts, you know, you've already got a hell of a stretch in there. So when you come over here to do your presses, if it hurts coming all the way down every time, then stay in that range and it doesn't hurt, right? You want it to hurt good, hurt so good type of shit, like John Cougar told you, John Mellencamp. You don't want it to hurt so bad, you know, you want it to be good hurt. So then I go on and there's more movements, you know, nothing that out of the box, nothing that crazy. And then I'll do triceps behind it. So my last chest movement, of course, is going to be really, really, really close grips, real close grips. And I'll do that on this machine again because, hey, if I'm going to use that machine, I'm not doing free weights right now, like maybe next workout I will. But if I'm using this machine, I'll make every advantage of the machine. I'll play to what the machine is superior at, you know, allows me to do that I can't really do safely on a you know, free weight bar. So I'll be super close and pushing, and I'll get up, so I'm pushing up under that sucker. I'll get super close, and that really gives me a really good, you know, I can almost cramp my chest up doing it. And I want to throw in here a little piece of video to show you really what I think is a pretty cool tricep movement. And it's kind of like a finishing movement. It's after you've done, you know, like maybe I'll do ropes, and I vary all of that, right? I'll lean, you know, further back and keep, you know, straight up and down sometimes, and only pivot off the elbow. And then other times I'll put the elbows out and I'll lean way over the top and push down. And that's what I did today. So I did that, and then, you know, I'll do typical press downs with a bar. And again, I'll lean over it and press down with my elbows out. And then I may finish up with something like I'm going to put in here right now.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit.
That you can use with these machines, and it's a good finishing movement, I think. Anyway, works for me. You guys take care, give it a try, let me know what you think. Patreon, if you want to know how I'm getting these pumps so big that it's pushing my whole tricep around, you know, besides what I already do, I already get great pumps, but now I'm getting a little bit better pumps than even that. It's been a while since I had to cut workouts short from pumps. You know, we'll talk about it on Patreon. Not allowed to talk about it on YouTube. I'm telling you right now, it's coming down the pike. You're not going to be able to keep talking about all this shit on YouTube. So, you guys take care. Have a wonderful evening.